Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Lake to Lake Girls. We are your hosts, Amanda and Tiffany, and it is the 13th. The 13th of May. That's insane. I feel like we should not be this far into May already.
I agree.
But then again, a month ago, we're like, come on! Come on! Yeah. I feel like summer's going to be over way too quickly.
I know. Well, you know, when I was getting out of work earlier, I looked at the temperature outside as reported by my car, and it said it was 85.
Felt so good today.
Yeah. And they put the air conditioners in at work, so it's fine with me.
And we were like, today's the kind of day we want to, broadcast outside.
I know. I wish we could do it canal side.
That'd be so pretty.
It would be really nice.
I would enjoy that very, very much. And I was just thinking about how much it's going to fly by just because my sister's wedding is coming up.
Oh, when's that?
August.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're the maid of honor, you're like...
You're in charge of a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
In terms of planning and financially, and I'm thinking of the bridal shower and her bachelorette at the same time.
Are you going to do it the same weekend?
No.
Oh, because I actually, I have a friend that's getting married in October, and she's doing her shower. I think part of it is, too, because people in the wedding shower are coming from, like, California. One's coming from, like, France. So we want to get, like,
everybody in.
Done and over with.
That's a good idea. You get it done in one weekend and done out.
Yeah. See,
my sister... brilliant planner that she is, my younger sister graduates, so she has her graduation in one weekend and her graduation party in another weekend. Then we have my sister has 4 weddings in which she has to attend herself.
Oh my gosh.
So that's eliminating at least 7 weekends to have
oh my gosh
have these things done. And I just got from her the names and addresses of all the people she wants to invite to the different parties. And I've been asking for these for months because I want to get, invites out, and I want to get everything done and planned because I'm a planner. I like to have things ready to go. I like to know things are done and ready, you know.
Yeah.
And every day I'm like, hey, you got that list for me? Oh, yeah, I'm going to email it to you. Never emailed it.
Yeah,
okay, you got that list for me? Oh, I'm going to kill her. Kill her. It's not going to be her stressed out on the wedding day. It's going to be me.
It's going to be you.
And I think that's what she's planning. Going to make me rip my hair out.
I think that's, why people get wedding planning.
Yes.
You worry about it. I think that's the way to go. If you can afford it,
go with the wedding planner.
Not, yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because then they have to deal with all the people that are letting you down.
Yeah.
She hasn't even confirmed her venue.
Oh.
Because there's, like, some logistics going on. She has a backup, but she hasn't even confirmed her venue.
Oh, that's, like, dangerous. I know someone who just confirmed their venue for September of 2015. Like, over a year from now.
This wedding is never going to happen.
So, I think depending on the venue, though. But, some are more in demand than others.
That's very true.
But,
That's cutting it. Not even a little close. Like extremely close.
Yeah.
We are right there. She hasn't gotten her dress. She's one of these. She's
one
of those like, yes, we did. We found the dress. She just hasn't ordered it. She's one of those. It'll work out.
So
no,
very type B, whereas you're
very type A.
Yeah, and you're like, no, we need to plan this and do it
and every
be
time,
organized.
What do you want to eat at the wedding? Oh, I don't care. Whatever.
I mean, it's kind of nice that she's not, like, going all Bridezilla and, like...
I think I would prefer Bridezilla because I'm turning into the Bridezilla.
Right? Yeah.
Maid of Honorzilla. It's awful. I want to beat her, and but I love her, and I can't do that because it's illegal.
Yeah. It's frowned upon.
It's not looked highly upon, especially in my line of work. Oh, so-and-so got arrested for assault. Fired. Oh, gosh. Oh, but I digress. It's not why we came here today. I just wanted to get it out there. I needed to vent a little bit, I guess.
All right.
But coming up today, I wanted to talk about, there's a few topics we had.
Mm-hmm.
You have a new line coming out.
I do. For
that's
Chloe and
available.
Isabel. And
Got my order put in.
I so wish I had like the items to show you right now, but they didn't come in the mail yet. So Chloe and Isabel, if you didn't see a couple weeks ago, I talked about how I've started selling this jewelry line.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous. Oh my gosh. They launched their summer line 2 weeks ago. No, was it 2 weeks ago? Maybe, no, it was 1 week ago.
It released on 1 week ago because it was just not available at the party that I had.
Okay. So it was 1 week ago. And it's called Moroccan Summer. And, oh my gosh, I am in love with a lot of the things, the items they have. And I ordered 4? I think it was 4 items. So I'm really excited. Like, when I do actually get it, you know,
it's gonna come in, and
I'll
next week we can show it.
Yeah. But what I'll do right now is, because I have my laptop in front of me, I will post on our Facebook page a link to the new line, so you can check it out yourself.
So go to Lake
really
to Lake
gorgeous.
Girls and like us on Facebook, and you'll be able to follow it.
But they have, like, do you like amethyst? The gemstone. It's purple.
Yes.
Well, it's part of it too. Is it's my birthstone, so I'm a little partial to it. But they have some amazing amethyst pieces that I'm really excited about, and I got the earrings.
Did you?
Yeah, the amethyst earrings. So, and they also have some limited edition things right now, and those always go so fast.
Now, one of the things that was really cool is that after my party, I got to have some, got to order some stuff, and I'm so excited about the bracelet. I think I'm the most excited about the bracelet because it's got that little feather on it, and it's very,
it's the sculpted feather wrap bracelet. It has like a leather, like a dark leather or brown leather cord. And it's so easy to wear every day. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I love about this line is that there's really big statement, you know.
And the blue, the band that has it, the wrap part itself, it's blue, isn't it?
The
actual...
The bracelet? No, it's like a dark brown.
Dark brown. Maybe it just looked blue to my... I don't crack. It was a really pretty color. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the line right now. Your top 5s. Oh, those are pretty earrings.
Oh, yeah, and on my blog. I haven't talked about my blog a lot lately because I haven't been posting as much as I was in the past, but I'm getting back more into it. I go through, like, waves of it. Anyways, it's thiscrazygoodlife.wordspot.com, and I posted my top 5 picks from the line. It was hard to choose. I didn't have to choose just 5, but, you know, I guess it sounded like a good number. Actually, maybe that's what I'll post.
That purple is gorgeous.
Yeah, the amethyst. Oh my gosh. Obsessed.
But I got to order that, and I'm ordering a buckle ring as well, and she's actually working on that for me.
Multitasking.
But we got a lot of beautiful stuff that I got to see, and I got to see the display myself. It's really great. So if you want to host a party, you're more than welcome to contact me through Lake to Lake Girls or Chloe and Isabel by Mandy Lou, and she'll be able to hook you up just fine. But also, coming across the newsroom today, I saw this bill that's being put through New York, the state legislature, and I don't understand it. And not to the point where, like, the language is confusing, but I don't understand why it's even a question.
The point of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now here it is. It's a new bill introduced to the Assembly in February that would only allow police access to a mugshot until a person has been convicted. So it will no longer be public, public record.
What's the point of that?
Exactly.
Like, who cares?
Who cares? You lose your rights when you break the law.
Yeah. Is it because it's a whole... Is it because they haven't been convicted of it yet? You know what I mean? Or...
I can see that being that way, but think about it I'm thinking about it in the fact that, okay, they haven't been convicted, but there's all this hard evidence on them. So you have someone who's being investigated or has been arrested for rape or
or drunk driving, DUI or whatever,
anything with that against children, harassment, domestic violence, anything like that, I'm thinking, I want to know right away. And if you really think about it, not a lot of people get arrested unless there's evidence against them.
Yeah.
So you aren't going to get arrested without the likelihood of you being convicted of said crime, right? That's the idea.
Yeah.
You're not going to get arrested unless they have something against you. They witnessed you doing it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much book 'em Dano kind of thing. So why keep their mugshot unavailable? So if you take a mugshot away until conviction, which can take a long time.
Yeah, it can take months, years even.
Depending on the case. You have some creeper on the street. Mm-hmm. I mean, I give you petty theft for, so-and-so cigarettes.
Yeah.
Who cares? No one looks up those mugshots anyway. The only time I ever see a mugshot come across the news, anytime I ever see a mugshot come across any kind of site on the internet in terms of news, it's when they've done something really bad. Or if they're looking for a criminal. If the police are looking for somebody, hey, if you've seen this person, here's their mugshot, this is what they look like. Now, I guess there are some loopholes, and I guess that's allowed, for them to release a mugshot if they have it, if they're looking for someone, if the police are looking for someone, there's loopholes like that.
Yeah.
But I guess it's sponsored by an assemblyman out of Queens, picked up by a Greece senator. And it says, would also force police to release a mugshot only if the court ordered it. Only other circumstance when a mugshot will be released is the police are seeking the public's help in finding a suspect. So I don't understand who this benefits.
Yeah.
Who does this benefit? The criminal?
I just say, is protecting their identity. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's funny when you bring up mugshots being shown on the news. All I can think of are celebrities,
and all their
drunk photos. They're trashed, and they got pulled over for a DWI or DUI. It's just that's what I think of. You know what I mean?
No one goes out of their way to look up mugshots unless it's a news system looking to show you there's a bolo out or be on the lookout for so and so. Or so-and-so has been arrested for a hate crime or something of the like.
Yeah.
What is this bill other than wasting time?
I agree.
I really want to know. If someone knows the benefit of this bill and who it's supposed to benefit, please contact us on Lake to Lake. We're happy to field anything.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm not seeing any benefits for us.
Yeah.
Not just us, but a community, state, what have you. I don't see the benefit. I think it's just extra. It's an extra bill that people have to spend time thinking about when there's more important things, like the Brittany Pasalacqua.
I've
Brittany's
hearing
law.
all about that this morning on the radio.
Yeah, it can't make it past assembly,
and
that's something incredible.
And they've tried introducing it since 2011.
2011.
Yeah, is when they first started to introduce it, and
Tom Reed has been trying to put it through since 2011. You have Senator Nozzolio, who's backing it now, and it passed again in the state Senate, and now it's to the Assembly, where it usually dies every single time. Tell me why. I don't know. I have no idea. There might be some particulars in the wording or some kind of language that's off and people aren't feeling comfortable about it. But if we could put through a bill that hides mugshots from the public because, it might hurt the criminal's feelings, why can't we? I mean, this bill was introduced to protect people from violent felons.
Well, yeah, it's along the same lines of the sexual offender registry.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. The same exact thing. Where you can have access to where people live that have been convicted of violent crimes and been released.
Yeah.
So you have Brittany Pasalacqua and her mother who were brutally murdered by a man who violently assaulted his infant child.
I heard that.
His infant child. This is just in Geneva. This is right next door. And a violent it could have been prevented. It could have been prevented. I don't understand it. I don't understand how it's something like that I could see the positive reinforcement. I could see the positive coming out of it.
Benefits, yeah.
And then here's the mugshot.
But don't show his mugshot.
Can't show the mugshot
before he's convicted. Yeah, I totally hear what you're saying.
Now, if I'm wrong, I would love someone to tell me. I would love
Give
it.
their point of view.
Give your point of view.
We like people's point of view. We're not
if
scared.
I'm not seeing something, you can explain it to me. I'm very open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily saying that you're going to change my mind, but
we'd hear you out.
I would hear it out. I'm
Yeah.
not the one that's going to be like, no, it's my way or the highway. I can see other sides of the story. I can see where. But for me right now, Brittany's law should go through. Just like the sex offender registry went through. There's positive benefits to it. It's not going to be bulletproof.
Yeah.
Obviously. However,
It
good
add
can
that
generate
extra
from it.
layer of protection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if it does, like, it can add comfort, I feel like, to people. I know where a violent felon lives. If they committed a violent crime, I think I should know about it. If I live next door, if that's my neighbor, I'm going to want to know about it. People are probably concerned because of, like, if you have a violent felon next door, no one's going to want to buy that house next to it. You might have that.
That could be. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's sort of like, you know, I would imagine if you're buying a house, you wouldn't want to live next door to a sex offender.
Exactly. I liken it to the same thing. I do. I really do. And people should be notified. There's comfort in knowing. Okay, yeah, naive, and what's that saying? Sometimes it's best to be naive, or
sometimes it's just better not to know, or like I can't think of what.
You know,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this case, I won't know.
Yeah.
If I have
what you don't know can't hurt you.
What you don't know can't hurt you. Exactly. I don't necessarily agree with that in this case. Sometimes some things are left better unsaid, but in terms of a violent felon living next to me, I want to know.
Yeah. Wasn't he her boyfriend, or maybe like an ex-boyfriend or something?
Good question.
Am I remembering this correctly? I'm not sure.
Good question. I don't know. But if he was, that's even worse. Yeah. See, now if I started dating somebody, I would be like, all right, looking up the violent felons, okay, you're clear, we can date.
Well, I think maybe some hesitation around it is people worried about, like, jobs. But
you committed a crime, a violent crime.
Yeah, but my logic behind that is you have to... Pretty much every job application I've ever filled out has asked if you've ever been convicted of a felony.
Yep.
And you have to say yes.
Yep.
So they're going to find out.
Did you know they're trying to take that off of?
I did not know that. Why?
Because it's keeping people from getting jobs.
Well, I mean...
Rightfully so.
Depending on what it is, like... My understanding of it is you get... Like, if you... Okay, say you have, like... a traffic violation or something. Or maybe not a violation, but, like, you caused, like, a traffic accident and, like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You were charged with something and you hide it. I know, at least from my experience with employers, they are much more upset about you not reporting it, and then they find out later.
Yep. Because, like, you're hiding something.
Yeah. You know, whereas if you had just been upfront and honest about it, it may not have been a big deal. I mean, granted, okay, you have that, and then you have, like, homicide. You know what I mean?
Homicide,
you know,
domestic...
Yes, there's
a history of domestic abuse.
Yeah. And depending on what field you're trying to get into.
Now, I'm all about rehabilitating...
prisoners.
And putting them into the workforce, making them a positive member of society, a productive member of society. But there's parameters. There's protection that you have to supply the people that are around them.
Yeah.
Especially if they're to a certain degree of...
Yeah, well, obviously you're not going to hire a pedophile to work, you know...
In a school.
You know.
Or around children.
Yeah. That's,
That would be brainless.
I feel like that'd be, like, illegal.
I think there's, like, every time you have an order of protection, you can't be, like, in 100 yards or 100 something.
Or something like that,
From a school if you're convicted of...
or, like, playgrounds or something.
Yeah. one man came over the headlines the other day, today, 12 and a half years for child porn.
That's
child
it?
porn.
That's
just
it?
watching porn on a computer. I think that's...
I would imagine he'd get more. Oh, he was watching it?
Just watching it, not like against a child.
I mean, it's still... I thought you meant like producing it or something.
Mm-mm. Just watching it.
Good.
And so, I mean, that's going to run around with him.
Yeah.
As it should.
Well, that's what you get for... Yeah.
If that's the choices you're going to make in your life,
mm-hmm.
you have to own up to your...
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. It's called consequences.
Consequences of your actions.
Yeah.
Speaking of sex offenders and convicted felons, not really to that level or extent,
mm-hmm.
but one of the topics we want to talk about tonight are people you surround yourself with.
Oh, yeah. I'm like,
where am I going with this?
Yeah, for sure.
Just the people that you decide to put in your life and around in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you've had them. I've had them.
Yep.
But toxic friends.
Mm-hmm.
And this all came about. I was thinking about it all night last night. John Tesh. Love him.
He has such good information.
I love that man.
Yeah.
And he's so well-rounded.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not just him. He's got like a plethora of people doing research for him.
Yeah.
Research for him. But it got me thinking, like, who do I have in my life that's bad to say, but expendable and causing me harm?
Yeah, that are toxic. And you might not even realize it.
Sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
It might take somebody else to point it out to you that they are toxic.
Yeah.
And it's probably not a good idea to have them in your life. Now,
so how do you know?
How do you know? There's a bunch of surveys and there's a bunch of different things that you can look up, but the general idea are, I have a list of a couple of things that you can look out for to see if you have a toxic friend, because literally it can affect your health.
It can.
If you think about it, having a good friend or having friends a part of your life is huge for you in terms of your emotional, mental, whatever kind of health.
It can even affect your longevity.
Yes.
Like, seriously, that's how important it is.
It can affect your eating ability, eating habits, I guess I should say, your stress level, huge stress levels. Let me tell you, before, when I had a toxic friend in my life, I can tell you that my levels were just through the roof.
Yeah.
And then once you talk to them and say, listen, you're a friend of mine, but, I kind of want to need my space. I want to, separate these two elements and see where it goes because I'm feeling this way. The world is lifted off your shoulders.
The weight off your shoulders, yeah.
And who knows, if you do have that chat with that person, they might see, hey, whoa, look at what I'm doing to my life. If I want this person in my life, I'm going to have to stop doing this.
Yeah.
But there are some signs that you have to look out for a toxic friend. One of them being if you find yourself keeping good news from them because they're always somehow making you feel guilty, undeserving for whatever kind of good fortune comes your way.
See, yeah, because your friend should, celebrate your success with you.
And build you up, not break you down.
Yeah, they shouldn't begrudge you for it, of it. However you say that.
And I think another element of that is trying to supersede what you're trying to say. So you bring, I got such great news. I want to bring it to you. I want to talk to you. And then when you're talking to them, they try to one-up you.
Oh,
the one-upper.
The one-upper. Everyone knows one.
Everyone knows the one-upper.
Yep.
Everything that you have to say, they've got something better to come back with. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, or if you're having a crappy day, well, they've had a crappier one.
Yeah,
you know
and then
I mean?
you have to console them, and they're not there for you. There's a mutual bond that has to be made.
Yeah.
Be aware of the trash talker, especially the ones that talk behind your back. And
that's a good one.
Yeah. Especially if they're trash talking people that are close to you.
Yes, I so agree with this point, because if you know someone who is consistently talking trash about other people that are close to them,
pretty much guarantee they're talking about
you. Guaranteed they're doing it to you too. Because it's one person who was in my life more than they are now, consistently trash talked their roommate in college all the time. But when they were together, the way this person acted around their roommate, you would think they like were the best of friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So take that as a sign that if they're doing that to that person, they're probably doing it to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One that I haven't had experience with, but I don't know if you have. You would rather eat glass than leave them alone with your boyfriend, girlfriend. That friend that's just like, I will throw it anywhere.
I don't know if it's been to that point. I mean, I've had... I don't know.
Friends that are too touchy-feely.
I've had... I'm trying to think.
I don't even think I've given Jared a hug.
No, it'd be fine. I feel like I have... Maybe not to that extent. I don't know. Yes and no for that question for me.
I have to agree. Yes and no.
Yeah.
Well, what about seeing their name pop up on your phone? You're like, oh my God, what do they want? What's happening? And do everything you can to avoid it.
Oh yeah. I definitely
Right?
have experienced that for sure.
And what about the friend that's just never at fault for anything?
Oh.
I hate that.
That's no fun. That you can't like build like an actual relationship for someone who doesn't take responsibility for
What they did,
their part.
what they said, their part in any situation. They hurt you, what have you, and then they pretend that I have no idea what you're talking about. What did I tell?
Yeah, and that's
You know
actually,
damn well what you did.
That's actually a very immature person too. Like it is a good sign of maturity to be like, you know what, I effed up. I was a horrible person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
takes
Balls.
growth. Yeah, balls. It takes maturity to do that, but it makes you a better person.
It truly does.
You know?
The other day, I actually made a mistake at work, and I owned up to it. I didn't
Yeah.
have to own up to it, but I did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, and I apologized to the parties involved. And it was no big deal.
Yeah.
We moved on. We've made alterations so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
But owning up to it's not easy. I was about to cry. I don't like making mistakes. I'm very, very...
It's hard for me, too, to be like...
I really messed up.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I think we have very similar
Admitting,
personalities.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Because actually, it's funny you mentioned that, because recently, too... Was it this week? Maybe it was last week. I can't remember now. It's Tuesday. It's been such a long week. I had to be like... I was supposed to contact a certain person about something, and I never did. And it was like... I will fix it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I said, I screwed up. I'll fix it.
Exactly. And I did the same thing. I apologized. Yeah. And, we said, this is how we can fix it. Figured it out. We talked it out. Yeah, they're going to be upset.
But I think they appreciate
it.
People appreciate that.
My boss said that. He's like, I really appreciate you coming to tell me. I really appreciate you saying something. I'm like, well, I made a mistake. I own up to it. It's not anybody else's fault. It's the fault of my own.
Yeah.
It happens. People make mistakes. People are human.
And humans are not perfect.
And we are not perfect at all. We make mistakes all the time. Now, say a little hussy sleeps with your husband.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We gonna fight.
Don't you? I feel like it's almost a cliche where you hear, like, an ugly divorce or an ugly breakup and, like, the best friend slept with, the guy.
Yeah.
It's so cliche. Don't be that person.
Don't be that person. I agree. Don't be that person. And you know what? Don't just, going off a little tangent here, do not just take it out on her. He made the mistake too. Beat his...
Yeah. That could be a totally different topic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about the friend that can't keep the secret? You tell them something in confidence and they just spill all your secrets because they just don't respect you or your privacy. Yeah. That is a huge red alarm.
I know someone like that, and I do not tell that person very personal things because I know
they won't keep it.
They're going to blab. That's how they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get upset about it. I just don't tell them very personal things.
Yep. It's a sad truth, too, because you're like, oh, I have to have a filter.
Yeah.
I don't like having a filter. I don't know if you know. But there are people that you know that you have to have a filter with because you know that as soon as you say something, B and C are going to be right involved.
Yeah. And they may not even do it maliciously. They just...
Can't help it?
Yeah. That's
or it's unconscious?
Yeah. They just talk about everyone's business, and
the gibbity gab.
Yep.
Unfortunately. Now this one is the one I ran into really hard.
Mm-hmm.
You often find yourself saying, well, I've known this person forever. Just to keep your relationship and justifying why you keep your relationship around. Well, it's just the way they are, and we've been friends so long, and it happens. It really does. Yeah. But there comes a time where you're like, all right, well, this is the line. Crossed it. I can't do it anymore.
That, I think that is really hard when you've known someone since you're maybe in kindergarten or like just a really long time and you've always been friends. But I think a good way to look at it too is if I met this person today, would I be friends with them? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I've had to question that about
people grow up and grow apart all the time.
Yeah, you're obviously not the same person you were at 5, 10, 15, 20 years old even.
Exactly.
You've
experienced things. You've grown up.
Yeah.
Some people don't grow up, and that's probably why you fell apart a lot of the time. Here's one. Constantly reminding you of everything that they've done for you to make you feel guilty or to get you to do something.
That's a good one. That's slightly evil, but it's good.
Yes, it is a good one, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I would allow somebody the power.
Yeah.
The first time they did it was something small, and say they did a favor for me, and then they use it against me later on for something small. I'd be like, oh well, that's it. I can't let them have that on me anymore. I can't ask them to do any favors for me.
Yeah, because like in friendships and also like romantic relationships, if you're doing something for the other person to like keep tabs, then you're not really doing it for the right reason.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The intention behind it is it's not what it should be.
I agree. What about the one that makes you feel judged for doing things that
I've experienced this.
And you are who you are.
Yeah.
You're not just going to up and change who you are. There's things about me that are just not the most sunshiny thing. Boyfriend doesn't like the fact that I'm passive aggressive. That's a character trait.
Yeah.
But he works with me on it. He knows that I am passive aggressive, and he tries, pushes me on it and challenges me on it. But he doesn't try to change it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should judge you or make you, but I don't feel judged by him because I feel that I am that way. You are who you are.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're being like an a-hole, you know what I mean? And someone calls you on it, and you have to be like, all right, I got to check myself right now.
I agree.
That's a good thing. But, like you said, there are character traits like myself. I have been called controlling before. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to, I don't know.
Control you.
It's just, I'm a type A personality. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised we don't clash more. No. Quite honestly.
Well, maybe because we are on the same vibrancy or whatever.
Yeah,
it works.
I think you're right.
But what was I saying? Oh, being but it's okay. I am conscientious. That's so hard for me to say that word. I don't know why.
I have words like that.
Yeah. Where I'm okay, this I have to kind of hold myself back a little bit. But then at the same time,
still be yourself.
It's who I am.
Yeah. I don't feel like you're controlling. No. I feel like you like to have a handle on the situation if the situation calls for it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad trait to have at all.
No.
That's an endearing trait. Because not many people, because I like to have control of situations too.
Well, yeah. Well, in my romantic relationship right now, when we've gotten mad at each other, he's like, oh, you're controlling and blah, 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 blah. And, and I've said things to him too,
you point out a trait.
Yeah. But, you accept each other for who you are. Mm-hmm. You try not to be too much of an asshole are able to each other.
Yeah.
You know, because you have to accept each other's flaws.
Exactly. All of the package.
Yeah. And
good and bad.
And if you can't accept it, then
it's time to get to working.
Yeah, you're probably not with the right person. Anyways, we're off topic.
But that goes right back to friendship too,
Yeah.
because if they can't accept you, they have to love you for who you are too.
Yeah, that's true.
They have to be able to call you on your bull, but accept who you are.
Yeah.
And the parameters that you lie.
I just thought of something. You know, when you never fight with a friend, I think that's a really bad sign. It's kind of similar to when you never fight with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Because if you...
It's just going to go...
Yeah, I can think of one person in particular where we're not as close as we used to be, and we've never fought. Ever. So obviously...
Sometimes you just have to let off that steam and be
Yeah.
like, you're a stupid head.
Yeah. Because either one or both of us are holding back, and our
Exactly.
relationship as a result has not grown. Well, I have another friend who, I remember in high school, we had a huge blow up. Ginormous. And we became so much stronger. Our friendship grew so much out of that.
It just means you're more comfortable and you're more confident in that relationship that you're able to fight.
Yeah, and that issue that was bugging both of you or whatever is out of the way now.
Exactly.
Like it's gone. You've dealt with it. You know, you can move past it.
I actually envy men in their ability to just
me too, actually.
to be able to like put it off, because I think women are more prone to just holding it back and not fighting about it.
More passive
Dudes
aggressive,
are like,
yeah.
well, dude, what the, kind of thing, and
They fight
work
and
it
they
out in
move
like
on.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Women, we can't be biatches.
Yeah, women can be very mean to each other.
Yes.
and hold onto that, that grudge.
Now I have friends that we fight like sisters.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but you know that it's not going to be the end all be all
Yeah.
of your relationship. So you're comfortable and you're confident that you're going to fight about something, but no, it's not going to lead to anything that's going to scare them away.
Yeah.
Those are the best friends.
But I just say that when you have that with someone, that's a keeper.
I would
For
have
sure.
to agree. What about the friend that just expects you to drop everything for them? Include like work, plans, anything.
Yeah.
And when you don't, it's the end of the world, and
Yeah.
they don't do this. They don't reciprocate.
Yeah, that's not okay. I have a friend who only really contacts me when things like aren't going that great. And I'm not really sure why. I'm not sure if it's because they need like someone to like vent to and they feel comfortable doing it with me, or I've been there in the past for them in these types of situations. But it's like, I want to hear the good stuff too, because if every time I see you, you're just complaining about everything or whatever.
You're going to be a negative Nancy. You're going to bring me down.
Yeah,
exactly.
This is just not fun. I feel like crap afterwards, where you feel better, but now I'm all depressed,
Exactly. No, yeah.
That's,
They have to bring you up as well as they got to share good and the bad. And I think
Yeah.
we have a general theme going on here.
Yeah.
Just two more. Made to feel dumb for expressing how you feel about something.
Ooh, that's not okay. Ooh.
Even if it differs from theirs, they make you feel stupid for saying it.
Diminishing, or is that the word I'm looking for?
Diminishing, yeah. I think so.
Diminishing your feelings about something is not okay.
Saying you're being ridiculous. The same thing goes
Yeah.
to apply for a regular relationship,
Yeah.
like to a friendship.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I'm being ridiculous. Yeah. I feel the way I feel for a reason.
Exactly.
And
You might not like the way I'm feeling that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They turn into another I hate this. This is a pet peeve.
Yeah.
They turn into another person trying to impress somebody.
I remember this a lot in like middle school, high school, yeah.
And they would do it at your
college.
expense. They'd be like, "Oh, Tiffany's
Yeah.
got a big face." I just made that up. It's the first thing that came to my mind.
Like, you don't have a big face.
No, thank you. That's just an example. Like,
yeah.
building themselves up and trying to create a rapport with someone new, but
Meanwhile,
bringing
tearing
you down.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Not cool.
For someone to put you down to make them feel better about themselves is not okay. That's a very for black line for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not okay
cool.
with that. Yeah.
Making you the butt of every joke.
Yeah.
What sense is that? Like, you got a close-knit group of friends, and you're picking on each other equally, just, like, goofing around, busting
there's
each other's
that.
balls.
Yeah,
that's
it's, like, mutual.
one thing.
Yeah.
But you like say some stranger came in here and I just started talking like this Amanda girl, let me tell you what.
Yeah.
She's you know, that's uncool. I just like make myself seem cooler or make myself seem better, make myself seem something more than what you are.
And it might not even be as like obvious as the examples we're saying. It can be really subtle.
Super subtle.
Whereas you don't even realize it's happening until afterwards.
You're
and
like, whoa.
What the heck? Like, that wasn't cool.
Exactly.
You know, I've had people like those backhanded comments.
And then you think about them later and you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I kind of feel insulted.
Yeah, like, I'm not okay with this.
What happened here?
Yeah.
That kind of, like, these kind of friends, they really, they take their tolls on you.
So how do you break up with it? Okay, so you've determined this friend is toxic. They really, at this point in your life, you shouldn't be around them. It's bad for your health. You know, it can literally take a toll on your life. How do you break up with them or take a break from a friend? Like, it can be kind of devastating, actually.
It truly can.
To break up with a friend, especially someone you were really close with. I went through this in college with an old roommate. It's kind of funny to think about it. It was a very short-lived relationship, so to say. It was very intense. We were hung out. Like, when we met, like, hung out all the time, became roommates, and it just went downhill from there.
That happens a lot,
you know?
when you are so close to somebody and it's just the living situation will not work.
Yeah.
You can't live together when you're that close. Because something's going to break. Something's going to send you over the edge. And you can't spend too much time with a person, I feel, even from boyfriends, mothers, parents, husbands, wives, I don't care. You need your me time or time away. Or else you're just going to go crazy and you're going to bother the crap out of each other. Ask any older couple who's been married 30-plus years. I guarantee you they say they have their own time away from their significant other. Now, as for breaking up with a friend, ending a relationship, I
think there's a couple. Like, I think you could do the slow fade. You know, you stop answering texts. Don't call them back. If they're like, hey, let's go do this, you're like, sorry, I can't, I'm busy. Maybe they'll start to get the message and they'll stop reaching out as much. And if I think they're a really, you know, like there's a good friendship foundation there, they might be like, hey, why are you avoiding me? Like, we're not hanging out as much anymore. And then maybe you could have a conversation.
And just say, hey, listen, I just, you know, right now I just can't balance having you in my life. It really is against them.
It is personal.
Yeah.
That can be a hard conversation to have.
I think it's a damn near impossible conversation to have. And that's why it makes it so much easier just to ignore them and not talk to them at all. But it's very unhealthy to have unresolved feelings and unresolved situations like that out there. It's always better to say, just listen, this A and B, it's not working. We're just clashing too much, causing me way too much stress. You're just upsetting me so much. And if it's a really toxic relationship, both parties are going to feel it. And they're probably going to agree with you. Whether it be taking time apart and not spending as much time together, just say, hey, I don't want to not have you in my life. But I do need time to just...
Need space.
We need space apart from each other.
I think that's a very good point, because if you're feeling this way, most likely the other person is too.
Feeling that way, exactly. Unless they are truly, like, into themselves. Then you don't want them in your life anyway. If they're so into themselves they don't even realize that there is a problem, they don't need to be in your life. Because they're not paying attention to you, they're only paying attention to themselves.
That means they have a personality disorder.
You need to refer them to a doctor.
Exactly.
But you can also approach it in a different way, like, you know, maybe introduce each other or find ways to branch out. Do you know what I mean? Like, find a new group. You know what I mean? A new group to hang out with. Still, you have this person here hang out with, go catch up every once in a while.
Just not be your end-all, be-all, like they maybe were before.
Exactly. Like, this is a person I always go to. What am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to talk to? Branch out. Find, there's more people out there. The beautiful thing about life is, you have a choice of who you have in your life and who you don't.
That is true. That's so true. I think I thought of a good point too. Your friends, okay, so we're not perfect. The same way you wouldn't necessarily rely on your boyfriend to be everything to you, don't rely on your friends to be everything to you also.
Exactly.
You know, I, especially in college, had friends that were so much fun to, like, go out with and, like, you know, go to the bars, and, like, they were just the best, like, that's what we did with each other.
Going out friends, yeah.
But they weren't necessarily the same people that, you know, I'd come to, like, to have, like, a heart-to-heart with. Like, sometimes friends are really good for certain things or situations.
Yes.
Or, you know, not every single relationship needs to be, like, super intense. You're my best friend. You know what I mean?
It's called acquaintances.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Or even, like, in, you know, like, but I would consider these people that I'm thinking about in particular, like, they're friends of, like, I would consider them friends.
Yeah, like, I know that person. That's a friend of
Yeah,
mine.
like, more than acquaintance, but I just wouldn't do the same thing with them that maybe I would, like, a different group of people, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain people you would go on an overnight trip with.
Yeah, like, maybe you have that friend who's, like, super spontaneous, and you know, well, like, hey, let's go do that, you know, let's take a road trip this weekend, and you know they're going to do it. Whereas maybe there's a different friend who's not spontaneous at all, but, you know, is really good at, like, helping you figure out, like, relationship stuff or something like that.
Exactly. You just, and you ask for their help.
Yeah.
They're willing to be there. Yeah. There's different kinds of friends. So not everybody's the same. Not every relationship is the same. You're going to come across all walks of life all the time. Mm-hmm. It happens. It's my Forrest Gump. Well, it is 6:48. That went really quick.
It did.
If you have that toxic person in your life, sometimes it's important to reevaluate who you are surrounding yourself with, because it can cost you your happiness, quite honestly.
Yeah.
And it's not worth it.
It can cost you your health. Like, if people are influencing you to drink too much.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Anything bad. And it doesn't even have to go to that extent either.
Yeah.
The friend that's like, oh, yeah, blow off work. Or,
oh, yeah.
come with me to do this. Or, you know, the friend that's not willing to give the same in return.
Yeah.
Coming up next week, we have Sue Welch. She is the operator and owner of Stretch Zone, and she is the only person certified in Stretch Zone in the Northeast. The only next closest place is Florida.
I'm excited because this is something totally new, so I'm excited.
And she got to do it to me. She got to do the Stretch Zone. She did a session on me, and it's just an amazing feeling after you get off the table. And it kind of incorporates stretching and muscle movement and allowing your body to leave your comfort zone a little bit, but you're strapped to the table so you feel completely at ease. Now, normally when you're stretched by a chiropractor or something, you feel like you're going to fall. You're always rigid and you're very tight. This is the opposite. You just feel completely relaxed. And when you get up, I liken it to, I use that a lot, I liken it to
is it like a
getting a massage.
Oh, okay. That's what it was making me think of.
But you're being stretched, and it just releases so much from your body.
Can she do a demonstration?
I'm going to see if I can get her to do a demonstration and show her exactly what I'm talking about, because it's amazing. She has a client who has multiple sclerosis and is doing very well.
Interesting.
Very well. And I'm really excited to bring her in and for you to meet her, because she's really, you should hear her story. She's got a heart-wrenching story. She survived breast cancer. Completely herbal.
Wow.
She had
I can't wait to talk to this woman.
one lump taken out of her her breast, but after that it was completely natural.
Wow.
She survived cancer. I think she said like 8 years now.
Wow.
And she
That's incredible.
And last year, what got her to do Stretch Zone and what got her to be certified, because she's got schooling in massage therapy, physical therapy. She's very well taught.
Yeah, educated
in all that stuff. She's got all of her certifications, especially in New York. But she added Stretch Zone because last year she got into a car accident. And mind you, she was pulled off to the side of the road. Somebody ran over her leg.
Oh.
And like broke her leg and like ran over her. I think it was her leg. And she rehabilitated, like she was doing the regular, physical therapy, all that stuff. She always had all this pain in her back from the accident, and nothing was helping. And someone approached her to do stretch zone. Said, hey, you should check out my friend. He can really help. And she started doing it and just lost all the pain.
That's incredible.
After sessions,
Yeah, tune in.
Yeah, she's an incredible woman. I'm really excited for everyone to meet her. She's just got an incredible story. It's very touching. And I can't wait for you to meet her. That is our show. We will see you back here next Tuesday, 6 to 7, when Sue Welch comes in to visit the Lake to Lake girls. Okay?
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.